You're listening to G's Chill Lounge, and I'm your host, Gina Alexander, on BFF.FM. Best frequencies forever, San Francisco. This is Gina Alexander for G's Chill Lounge, and we have a very special show today. We have music man extraordinaire Tony Saunders with us via phone, but he's still with us. Welcome to G's Chill Lounge, Tony.
Hey, what's going on, girl? It's so good of you to have me on your show. This is the second or third time I've been on a show of yours.
Yeah,
So we like family.
Yeah, I've been a couple other stations. That's cool, though.
Yeah, no, you always play good music, and you always tell me right up front what songs of mine you like, which I really love, because they're usually ones that do really well. So I'm really happy. I'm really glad we have this personal relationship.
Now, for those who may not be familiar with you or your music, you want to tell us a little something about yourself?
Well, I was born in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm second generation musician. My dad was an organ player. He's a legend in the Bay Area. His name was Saunders. And so I grew up around, a who's who of celebrities. I grew up around, my dad was the first person to ever hire Johnny Mathis when they were in high school together, and they had a band, and their band won so many battles of the band that Johnny Mathis, a lot of people don't know this, Johnny Mathis could have been an Olympic long jumper and high jumper if he wanted to. Whoa. So he had to make that decision. In fact, in my high school in San Francisco, Washington High, he still has the record for both of those things. And he had to decide whether he wanted to go to the Olympics or whether he wanted to be a singer. And naturally, he chose the right one for him because he's a fabulous singer. I will say I'm really excited that my dad, I got to work. I got to work 2 days with Johnny Mathis with my dad. It was really exciting. He was a wonderful man and really, really generous with his time and with his spirit. And so I've grown up in San Francisco. I had a radio show when I was 10 years old on Sly Stone's radio show. So I grew up around Sly. I grew up around my dad. Like, people would come to my house. It'll sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not. This is reality. George Benson came to my house. Herbie Hancock came to my house. Wow. Stanley Turrentine. All these guys, Sonny Rollins, these guys are all influences on me. I saw, and that's like great music. One time my dad said, I'm going to surprise you. And we went to the it was called the Marriott then, that hotel out there in Berkeley Marina. Mm-hmm. And he said, knock on the door, Tony. He said, and so I knocked on the door, and Cannonball Adderley opened the door, and I was like, I almost fell down. I was like going, wow, thank you, Dad, because he was one of my heroes growing up too. And just to be around music my whole life, I really thank God that He blessed me. And also, I was blessed to be around the Hawkins family. So Edwin Hawkins and Walter Hawkins. I grew up. I got to play with them when I was, when they were in their heyday. And there's nothing more that you could say that's better than that. And I ended up playing at their church for a lot of years. And I donate a lot of my time to my church that I go to. I'm always there every Sunday. I donate time to the church because I think it's important. My grandmother put so much time into me, taking me to piano lessons. Oh, yeah. I never had, and because my dad was a touring musician, he wasn't there in the summers. But my grandparents took me to Disneyland. We didn't have a dull summer. You know what I mean? So, they took me to swimming lessons. They just showed me so much of the right stuff. So I'm a blessing. I got the heart because my grandmothers, both of them, on my mother's side and my father's side, they both put it into me to be nice. And, and so I am a nice person. I'm always nice. This is what you get. I'm talkative. I'm friendly. I got a good spirit. And I put that into my music. My music, I've been doing my solo career now for about 12 years. And, this is my fifth or sixth CD that I've made. And, they're all sounding better and better. You can actually see the progressions that I've made with music. And, it's really, really a good thing. And I'm so glad people come to my shows. Thank you. You can always reach out to me at TonySaunders.com, and you can talk to me because I'm not so much of a superstar where I'm not still down home folk. So you could always call me, go to my website, and you can get in touch with me. I'm not aloof. And plus, I always want to help people. So, I'm not rich, but I can help you.
But that's the best person to be, talented and a good person.
Yeah.
But the last song we played was That Beautiful Lady. What was the inspiration behind that?
A beautiful lady. And that beautiful lady is my wife. And, she's very beautiful. And she's I pursued her totally. And, she's just a beautiful inside and out. We have five. We have six kids together,
Mm-hmm.
and five girls and one boy, and so we got a lot of beautiful ladies around me, and I just meet so many beautiful people. Like I said, started with my grandma and my nana, and then it's just continued. And but I wrote that song after thinking about my wife one day and said, she's a beautiful lady. She's a very beautiful lady, and I need to write a song about that.
Yeah, and that's off the All For You album, which is doing very well. So we're going to play a couple more songs from that album, and we'll come back and talk some more.
Cool.
You're kicking it at G's Chill Lounge on BFF.FM. I'm Gina Alexander, and today my guest is Tony Saunders. You still hanging in there, Tony?
Oh yeah, I'm loving your show. I'm in the chill out mode myself.
Good. The last couple of songs we played were Celebrate You and Forever Yours. You want to talk about those?
Yeah, Celebrate You was actually written. That was one of the first songs I wrote for the CD. Mm-hmm. But I have to tell you that the name of the song used to be So Sexy Cool. and then I played this for this organization in Atlanta called Celebrate You, a women's organization. And I was so enamored with their organization and the lady there that runs it, LaWanna Bradford. It was like, just some of the most, they're now 1,000 women strong, women of all races. They're all entrepreneurial. And you can look up Celebrate You on Facebook or Celebrate You. You can Google it. And the organization is great. For me, it was great to be around a bunch of smart women like yourself. That inspired me because it reminded me of my mom, and my grandma, and they were all smart women. They're all doing big things. And so I said that I wanted to change the name of the song from Sexy Cool to Celebrate You, because every morning when you get up, you should look in the mirror and celebrate you.
That's
when you
right.
just get up and thank the Lord for another day. So it was like I'm all enamored with them. I'm one of the men that are supporters of their Celebrate You. And any woman listening to this broadcast, and you want to have a great experience hanging out with some great women, look up Celebrate You. The lady's name is LaWanna Bradford. And they all are like my sisters now. Barbara Beckerly, she runs it, and Gwen Marshall runs it. Gwen Marshall is actually my best friend, one of my better friends. Her husband was my best friend till he passed away. But they got me involved in this, and it was just, I played for 2 of their yearly celebrations where they honored the Woman of the Year. And it's just like an awesome event. And you won't be mad at me if you go look up Celebrate You and join their organization. You won't be mad. It's a fun experience. Cool. And it's women of all races, it lifts you up. I called them watching and listening to these ladies. It was like reading back in the day when I would read my mom's Cosmo Tells All. It was like reading the Cosmopolitan magazine, and it was really nice, and they're just a bunch of nice people. And I thank God they've hired me a few times, so I as you can hear, this is a ringing endorsement to join Celebrate You. It's a great organization. So that's where that song came from, and that was one of the first songs that I wrote for this CD, and that was produced by a guy named Greg Manning, who has several #1 songs on the charts right now. And he's a super nice guy. And I wrote the other co-writer of this song is my little sister, Tina Bryant. And she's always with me. That's my baby. And that's my little sister. And she's like awesome piano player. And we wrote it together while hanging out one day. And so it was Sexy Cool, but now it's Celebrate You. And the other song that you played Forever Yours?
Yeah.
Forever Yours is dedicated to a friend of mine who I lost to breast cancer.
No.
And the bummer about that, she worked in the oncology department. You know what I mean? Helping cancer patients. And the cancer went away, but then it came back. And so, she'll forever be in my heart. And, Alicia, and, she was a good friend, good buddy. And her daughter is still one of my best friends. And, so that song is about her, Forever Yours, because she'll be forever my friend, forever in my heart. And she's just an awesome spirit. And I'm sad that she had to go, but the Lord knows best. So, and I donate all of that money that comes in for that song to cancer research, to breast cancer research.
That's wonderful.
So everything that comes from that song, I've given it to breast cancer research, as well as my royalties for the whole CD. I give, I think I have 10 songs, so 1/10 of it goes to breast cancer research.
That is so wonderful. One thing I was thinking about, you released All About Love in the midst of the pandemic, and I know a lot of artists during this time have had to find a different way of doing things to keep their music out there. And you can't go do a concert or do a TV show. How was that for you to keep your music out
Well,
there?
I think that you saw some of the stuff that I did. I started playing on Facebook every Wednesday at 5:00.
Yes.
Right after your show, and my CD is called All About Love, and the reason it's called that because I had nothing to do but stay in the house and have the love of my family, my wife, and my neighbors, So we were, I said in this negative time when we're locked in the house. I mean, because my CD release party for the last record, 60 something, was on 3/20, and that's the day the world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had a CD release party for that one.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just having it for this record now. So it's like, it's all I could think was about the love. Love will make it better, and love does make it better. Because no matter what, the love will carry you through. And the love of my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my wife, that got me through all of this and made me a better person and made me more humble. Mm-hmm. And it showed me, if you had to be locked in the house for a year, with who would you want to be with? I wouldn't want to be with nobody but my family. It was an awesome experience. And how many people do you know? I got a new record deal during the pandemic, so somebody else was feeling my music too. So I was really blessed to that. Now I was on San Francisco Records, and now I am on Baja TSR Records. And the thing about that, when I left San Francisco Records, it was because the president, he said, you know what, Tony, I'm getting old, and your career is moving too fast. I can't keep up with you. So if you could find someplace else that wants to deal with you, I'm okay with that. And I'm still friends with him. He's still one of my best friends. And so I called my friend Doug, who has a radio station in Florida, and Doug said, hey, I know somebody that might want you, Tony. And the guy called me within the hour, and I thought it was somebody joking with me. He said, oh, you want to be on my label? I was like, yeah, right. No, he's like, no, for real. And so he said, send me your CD when you're almost done. And he kept pursuing me. And, and so I ended up on his label. And, like I say, I love his label. And him and his wife run the label, and they're really treating me right, like 100% like an artist should be treated. I really love them.
Okay, that's really good. I know that time really taught people to sit back and think about what was really important at the time.
Yeah.
And it also could be a time of creativity. Was it like that for you too?
Yeah. Well, I did that Wednesday podcast every week just to keep me talking to people because, talking to people, and it kept me, feeling as though I'm getting out and getting to see people in clubs. And it was really nice to be able to play for people. And as you remember on that, I got people from all over the world, were listening to that podcast. Some people, they would be where it was at 5 o'clock where we are in the Bay. It was like 9 o'clock the next day in the morning for them. They were taking their kids to school. Yeah, I had people, on the other side of the world that would tune in and watching that. That's very humbling when people, tune in. And that's why the CD's called All About Love, because it just felt that was the appropriate name, because love got me through the pandemic. No matter what our country's doing or whatever, the political spectrum, love is still gonna win out in the end. Because love is a better thing. No matter, love will make you feel better. Love will make you feel better. It'll make you go right when you should be going left. You know what I'm saying? So,
Very true.
love is the answer.
Yeah, and that was a good way to stay in touch with your listeners. Now, yeah, you may be known for the coolness and the smoothness and the romanticness, but you got some party jams too.
Hey, I like to party too.
Yeah.
I do love to party, and I remember when I was younger, and going out to the clubs. I miss all. I mean, I don't miss it like I used to, but when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was definitely a partier, And but now the smooth thing happened, and I'm just smooth. I romance the bass like I romance life. Smooth.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
But we're going to party a little bit now, so I'm going to play a couple of songs.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back and talk about it.
All right.
G's Chill Lounge on Best Frequencies Forever, San Francisco. This is Gina Alexander, and today we have Tony Saunders as my guest. Hey, Tony.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
Very good. Now, I know we were talking about party jams earlier, and I know another couple of songs that everybody goes crazy over, but we're going to save them for later. We just played Push and Highway 5.
Push is a really good song. That was actually written with Bill Hampton, the guitar player who plays in my group, and it's really got a lot of energy in it. Really nice chords. Highway 5, I actually wrote going down Highway 5. I had to get there by a 9 o'clock meeting, so I left my house at 3 a.m. And I made it in the door right at 9 o'clock.
Wow!
So that song was. I wrote it really on. I wrote all the parts to that song in the car. And then when I got to the studio, I laid some of the parts down so I wouldn't forget them. And but basically that song was written on Highway 5 in between the exits. I said, okay, now what part can I ride between this exit? Got 3 miles to go.
Well, it does give you that feel like you're riding in a convertible. You're just playing that, hey.
It keeps you in the mood. Keep you on the go.
Well, an old friend of ours said how the man brings yesterday to today. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, how do you stay fresh and still carry on the legacy of jazz or any genre for that matter for the future listeners?
Well, I got 6 kids. I got 6 kids, and I got 16 grandkids. Mm-hmm. So all I do is hear their music all the time. And then so I'm always hearing the pulse of what they listen to. Uh-huh. And then I try, and then, I get suggestions from the kids. They'll tell me, I remember when Uptown Funk came out. Mm-hmm. And one of my daughters said, hey, why don't you do a song like that? So that's where on my old record, Uptown Jazz came from.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I always listen to them. And I got a 5-year-old that comes in here and plays guitar with me and acts like she's me. It's just the most humbling thing. She got her little guitar sitting here in the studio on the stand. She says, no, Grandpa, this is my stand. I said, okay. And so I'm always getting the influence of my kids and my grandkids, to tell me what sounds good. And I notice what they like and what they don't like. I had a meeting one time. I had lunch. I got to have lunch with Robert Cool Bell from Kool and the Gang. Uh-huh. And I was sitting there at lunch. We had lunch in Las Vegas. And I got to open up a show for him for New Year's. And he was the nicest guy in the world. I said, man, I always wanted to meet you. And he was like, oh, yeah, Tony, come on, let's go to lunch. So we went to lunch. And I said, hey, how do you tell if your songs are happening? He said, I play it for my neighborhood. And I play it for the kids in the neighborhood. And they let me know what songs they like the best. So I basically use that factor too. I with my kids, if I play something and they don't respond to it, or they don't do anything, that song probably doesn't make the record. You know what I mean? So I probably need some more work on it. And plus, I usually play my songs at least once before I record them. Sometimes I didn't get to do a couple. Push, I already know. I played that one for years, so I know that one was a good one. But Highway 5, I just knew it had a good vibe. The guitar player on there is really good. He has a #1 record right now, Blake Aaron, and really good guitar player. And the parts just fit. Sometimes the parts fit, and you notice that it feels good. And you can tell if ain't nobody bopping to it in the studio, it probably ain't happening. You know what I mean? So you gotta humble yourself to let people hear it and get feedback, and give you feedback. And so really, it's really, like I said, my kids give me the feedback, and I also hear bringing my music into today. I like Bruno Mars. I like the people. I like Bruno Mars. I like. Mm-hmm. I don't really listen to a lot of rap music, but I do listen to the beats that they make on the Like I used to love Lil Wayne, and you know, what was that other group from New Orleans? I can't remember the name of it, but I used to do one of the things, and then I taught school when Tupac was in school. Mm-hmm. When Tupac came from Philly to Marin County to go to Tam High School, I was there coaching the football team, and so I would hear all those guys rapping and making those beats for Tupac. Oh, and man, that was pretty awesome. In fact, on one of my records, I recorded "California Love" instrumental because I thought with Pac, man, they was doing something, and he was a good student. You know, went to drama class, and you know he was. I wish he would have got to live a little longer, but he was something. He was really good. Aww. So, like I said, I always surround myself with young people. You know, and I talk to young people a lot, and you know, try to stay in touch with what they like. You know what I mean? And you know, not just what I like. Because I want to get some feedback from them. Because you don't want them to be going, that's old folks music.
That's right. Yeah, it's important to keep that progression that way. Because, yeah, there are some people that get stuck in a sound or their niche, and people are like, well, the people that like it still like it, and then, you know, that's what it is. There has to be some growth there. Well, how about we play a couple more songs, and then we're going to come back and talk some more.
Okay.
G's Chill Lounge on BFF.FM. This is Gina Alexander, and we have Tony Saunders as my guest today. The songs you just heard were All About Love, the title track, and Dreaming of Sleepwalking. What you want us to know about that, Tony?
I would say Dreaming of Sleepwalking is from the pandemic, because I wanted to get out the house, so I dreamed that I was someplace else.
Oh.
And All About Love is a culmination of the whole record because it's all about love. And that was the only title I could think of to tie all the song titles together. Forever Yours, all the songs are about love.
That's wonderful. Now, I think I'm going to give you a little flex time. I need to congratulate you on something. I saw and heard this. Yes, congratulations on your Telly Award. You want to tell us more about that?
Thank you. Well, somebody in Willie Brown's office came to me and said, "Hey, let's do a Black Lives Matter video. Why don't you submit a Black Lives Matter video, that's not rap music?"
Mm-hmm.
There are so many of them that were rap music. So I said, yeah. And so I was able to get Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright, Vida Blue from sports, and Max Gale, who was Wojciech Hołowicz from Barney Miller Show.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get them involved in it, and I was able to get Nona Brown. I went to her. As soon as I was asked to do it, I contacted Nona Brown because we worked so much together, and she's a great piano player as well as a great singer. So she wrote the words to it. I wrote the music to it, and we assembled a cast of the Bay Area's best. Tony Lindsay's singing on it, Sakai, Larry Batiste. Everybody in it was really great. And then Keita Bill, guy from Tasmanian Devils, Glenn Walters. Just everybody in it. All the singers were really good, and we were lucky enough to get a Telly Award.
That is awesome. Yeah, for those of you that haven't seen the video, go to YouTube and watch it right after the show. It's really good.
Yeah, go to Black Lives Matter, Tony Saunders, or Black Lives Matter's Nona Brown, and it'll come up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a great video.
And now, remember we were talking about party jams? Now, here's the two I was talking about everybody goes crazy over. The family reunion, the picnic, the wedding reception, the road trip playlist in the minivan. Here we go. best frequencies forever, San Francisco. This is Gina Alexander for G's Chill Lounge, and our guest, Tony Saunders, is still with us. And a lot of people, they know those songs were originally the Whispers. You want to tell us about that?
Well, I've known Scotty and Walter since I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I played on a project for them that they were producing when I was probably like 18, 19. But I love the way they sing. I love all their songs. And it's just a love that goes, when they know my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I mean? So it's like, what can I say? I've watched them perform over the years, and I just love the way they sing, love the way they do steps. And so I couldn't think of a better song to put on my CD than Rock Steady. And then on my new record I have, And the Beat Goes On. And those are like party songs. Every concert I do, when I play those songs, people always go, play that again. And, that's a good thing. And so, I like it because the commerciality of the song. And then for people who don't know me, they go, oh, he played the Whisper. That's the dude that plays the Whisper song.
Uh-huh.
So I'm starting to get that, because I always have a Whisper song on each project. So look out for the next record, see which Whisper song I'm going to do.
Hey, now let's talk about what you've been up to lately. I hear you have an event coming up.
Yes, I have an event coming up in San Francisco at the Presidio Theater, the Golden Gate Jazz Festival. And we're going to have Najee,
oh yes,
Jazz in Pink, the Noteworthy Band, the Count Basie Orchestra, the Escovedo Brothers, Brandon the Messenger, Kim and Kayla Waters, Marion Meadows, and Tony Saunders.
Of course.
July 22nd through 24th, and it's going to be really a great event. So come on out and support some of this smooth music and see some of your favorite artists. They all will be there, and we're going to have a great time. And before the event, there's also a VIP affair, a wine tasting event that's going to go on. That's going to be really fun.
That's
You're
nice.
going to be allowed to do some wine tasting, and then you're going to get to come into the theater. That theater is really beautiful, really luxurious, and you get to hear some of the finest music in the finest theater. And we're starting, this is the Golden Gate Jazz Festival, the first one, and we already got a date for 2023, so we're going to keep it going, keep the party going.
That's very cool. And the Bay needs something like that, because when they have something of that calendar, you usually have to drive a ways out to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is right here in the Bay. So this
right
is
in
awesome.
San Francisco.
Yes. And you also said there's a TV project coming up?
Yeah, I'm working on a new TV show that is going to start airing on the Roku channel Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. And it's called San Francisco, the music from the Bay. And I'm going to cover all types of music and try to bring awareness to some things that you don't know that's right here in the Bay. Like the first week, I'm going to go, there's a street that's more crooked than Lombard, but it's on the other side of the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the crookedest street in San Francisco. In Hunters Point, there's a street that's more crooked.
Yeah, they don't want to go on that side of the city. But,
Yeah.
And at this point in your career, where do you see your music going?
At this point in my career, I'm going to keep, pursuing what I can do. I want to do some more TV work, and I want my music just comes out of me. So right now, I'm playing a lot of smooth jazz music, and and the dance music, like the whisper stuff. So I see it keep evolving into more and more of that stuff. I'm a funk guy and I'm an R&B guy. I grew up listening to that. I just started working with Dave Ruffin Jr. So I'm looking forward to have something come out with him pretty soon. So I'm really excited about that.
That sounds good. And what message are you looking to convey to your listeners? I know one
That
is love.
one is love, peace, and that that we can be people, that we can rise above. I want to share harmony, peace. Imagine that the world was peaceful again. And I just want to, like when I was growing up, Martin Luther King said, I want to be judged by the content of my character, not by the color of my skin. I've been in several countries, didn't speak the language, but because of the content of my character, they accepted me, wanted me to come in their house. You know what I mean? I've been in Turkey and in Spain and in Portugal. I've been welcomed into people's houses, where I didn't speak the language at all. But because I have this nice personality that my persona that I present, it's gotten me a lot of places. And I like that to get to the young people, so we can get from from this gun stuff, get back to we don't need to kill each other. We need to just live in peace and harmony and just love on each other, because we got enough obstacles out there trying to get us and knock us down. And this is people of all races and all creeds. We want to get along and learn to get along. So that's my most important message, is that through music, I've met so many people around the world and had such a good time around the world. The world is an amazing place, and it's right there at your access. You know what I mean? If ever you think, I remember the first time I went to Japan, I didn't speak the language, and I didn't know how to use chopsticks. But I was in Japan, so I'm at a restaurant. I didn't speak Japanese, so I didn't know how to go, give me a fork, please. So I learned how to use chopsticks. I had to. I was starved. So, so just situations like that. And plus, music is the thing that settles everybody down.
It does.
You know what I mean? Music brings harmony. No matter what kind of music you like, it brings harmony to your soul. And you sit down and you listen and go, oh, okay, I like that. No matter what, it brings harmony. So I would just like the harmony and the message of harmony and love to get out there more and more. And let's just imagine that we can all get along, because it's not easy. We're born to love. Hate is taught. You know what I mean? When we come out of our mother, all we want to do is climb up on our mother and have some more milk. You know what I mean? And we're born to love, taught to hate. So hopefully we can keep doing more of the love side, and we can do more that with this country. In the USA, it could be, remember that it said, the Constitution says, we the people, not me the people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my speech, and I'm sticking to it.
And it's a good one. We'll probably stop here and play some favorites, but you want to put your websites back out there one more time?
Yeah, my website is www.tonysaunders.com, and you can reach me at info@tonysaunders.com. But go to, just put Tony Saunders in your Google and it'll come up.
Okay.
And please reach out to me. As you can tell, I'm chitty chatty Cathy, so I like to talk, and I like to communicate with people, because that makes my life better, and I'm always like to learn something new. So please reach out if you want to.
Oh yes, and the Golden Gate Jazz Festival,
July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Go to www.goldengatejazzfestival.com to get your tickets. And, we'd love to see you there. Come up and say, hey, I heard this on Gina's show. And that's why I'm here. So come hang out. And plus, check out Gina each week. She does a great show. She's a phenomenal person.
Yeah, so like I said, we'll close out the show with some more Tony Saunders favorites. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and I'll see you next week. This is Gina Alexander for G's Chill Lounge. Thank you, Tony, so much for coming on today.
No problem, Gina. Always a pleasure to see you.
All right. Until next time.
All right.